What's up guys? So today I have a really fun video for you guys today. I recently just got my makeup done about a week ago by a makeup artist, like a professional makeup artist in the industry that got booked for a shoot that I was on. Every time I get booked for it with a makeup artist that I feel like is actually gonna really like do a really good job with my complexion and make sure like my makeup looks really good, I always ask a lot of questions and I always like ask them like, oh, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? And I pray that I'm not that annoying person that's in their chair literally talking their ear off, but I'm one of those people that I feel like you can never stop learning. And me being self-taught, I definitely feel like I can learn a lot from people that constantly do other people's makeup consistently and not just like my own. So I was asking her a lot of questions and I feel like I got some really cool tips out of it, like really different ways to do my makeup and really different ways to like accentuate my makeup, especially for my skin tone. So I'm gonna be doing some of those on camera with you guys today. Today's video is also in partnership with MAC. I'm gonna be showing you guys some of my favorites from their Studio Fix line. I'm gonna go ahead and jump straight into this video. There's a few things, especially with my brows. You guys know how I am about my brows. She was actually the first person I let do my brows. So that was big for me. You guys know that. If you haven't done so already, make sure you are subscribed and turn on your notifications. YouTube likes to unsubscribe people and then also not send out notifications. Don't make no damn sense. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump straight in. So I'm just priming my face really quickly. I'm using the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. Been in situations where I did not have a great experience with a makeup artist. That's why I'm always like very picky about getting my makeup done. I had to let go this time because I didn't want to do my makeup for that shoot. It was a really big shoot and I just didn't. Doing my makeup was the last thing I wanted to deal with. She started doing my makeup and I didn't stop her with my brows because I usually wait and see how they do complexion, because complexion is honestly, if I have to wipe it off, I can tell within the first step. I can tell with the foundation match. The very first step is when I'm gonna know if it's this ain't it. When the foundation was pretty decent, I just let her keep going and she did a really good job on my face. I was really happy with how it all looked. Obviously the pictures aren't out yet or else I would show you guys, but we're gonna get as close as we possibly can today. So I just put the MAC Strobe Cream Illuminate in the shade Gold Light. I just put that on my face. Looks really good actually. That looks really good. So now we're gonna go in with foundation. You guys know I've been using that like technique where everything goes after foundation. I asked her, I was like, have you seen the new like thing where everyone's kind of like, it's not really new, people have been doing it for a while now, but I was like, have you seen that technique where people use concealer and everything and whatnot first? And she's like, yes. And she's like, I like it, but for some reason she liked the foundation first. So I was just like, okay, cool. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. This is my MAC Studio Fix foundation. I have it in the shade NW60. I really like this foundation. When I first started wearing makeup, it was one of those brands where I could actually find a decent match for myself. Obviously, I have always been using MAC for a very long time now. I also like this foundation because it has SPF 15, which is great. So I've got some on the back of my hand right here. I like this one because I feel like everyone kind of like knows that like the Studio Fix line is obviously a staple. People always use the MAC shades as a reference. I've already done a full review on this foundation a very, very long time ago. So I've got a full review, wear test, everything for you guys there. I think this is a newer shade. I used to be NW58. This foundation has just been out there for so long. It's just like medium to full coverage, buildable, not cakey, natural matte finish, which I really like. It's not too matte. Since they've added new shades and now it's available in 63 shades, which is pretty dope. The coolest thing is they actually extended their Studio Fix line and they've got a new foundation that is the Studio Fix Tech, which is a cream to powder. I have a full like little mini reel kind of demoing this shade on my Instagram, and this thing will not move on your face like that. Once you put it on, she's there in a good way. She's like not too drying, but she is definitely a cream to powder finish. So that is their newest extension of the Studio Fix line, which is the Studio Fix Tech. So the first thing that she did was obviously prep my skin, and then she put down the foundation, which I have on now, and you know she's still there. She's still pimping on the corner of my chin right there. It got worse. Anthony told me to pop it and I was like, babe, there's nothing to pop. And he's like, no, there is. So he told me to pop it and now it's like a disaster. I'm gonna take just a little bit right here, whatever's left on my brush, not too much, which is good. So that is foundation. She went in with a cream contour. I'm gonna use the Studio Fix Conceal and Correct palette in the shade Deep. This palette actually used to be a pro palette, so they only had it available to like pro makeup artists. So I did not know about it until recently. About a couple months ago, I was like, why do I not have this? I need this. And it's like such a good contour shade. So I mixed these two together. I mixed these two shades together, and I'm gonna take it right here, which is much higher than my cheekbone. My cheekbone is like usually right here, so I take it a little bit higher because it also helps to lift my face a tad. To contour my forehead, I'm gonna just do a little bit right here and a little bit right here. I've actually been really liking the way that this shape has been looking for my forehead, and I leave the top. And do a little right here. I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out. See how it still came down a little bit? Normally I'd start down there and then it'd end up like super low, like right there. So that's why I've been actually really liking it up higher. Into the hairline. So that is contour, which looks really, really good. So the next step then, what she did was concealer. So now I'm doing the MAC Studio Fix concealer. This is a 12-hour smooth wear concealer. I love this concealer. You guys have seen me already using it like so many times. It starts off a little orange, I'm not gonna lie, it does. Definitely scared me the first few times I used it. I was like, is this gonna blend out like I need it to? But it definitely does. I actually really like the way that it started. I've actually been really loving the way that it looks. And this is also, like I said, a part of their Studio Fix line. Gonna let that do its thing for a second. So now I'm gonna go in and blend my concealer. Using a smaller, more precise sponge really helps to control how far that concealer blends out. This sponge is from Milani. I think it came in a set of 2. I have the big one and I'm using the smaller one. But yeah, this concealer, coverage, okay? Coverage. Look how much coverage. It gives you a really good amount of coverage with also while still feeling lightweight, which is why I actually started using it so much, because I haven't color corrected underneath my eyes in a hot minute, a very hot minute. I feel like I've been using more concealers that have been giving me a little bit more coverage so that I don't have to go in with that extra product underneath my eyes and around my mouth. So I like the way that that looks. I'm gonna go in with my contour brush and just make sure I am blending all of that in really nicely. And then taking my foundation brush to marry them together like that. And I think we all know this. I think sometimes we just get tired and a little bit lazy, is blend. So she sat there and blended my complexion for so long and I thought it came out so flawless. I'm gonna use a brush for the outer part of my forehead right here. I feel like when I get to the center, I like a sponge more, like right here. Let's hit the nose. Stop contouring my nose like forever ago, because I didn't like the way that it looked. I think my nose bridge is just too flat to even entertain the idea of contour. So I stopped just like contouring my nose like forever ago. Making sure everything's nice and diffused. I'm gonna take a little bit of cream concealer. I know it's a lot of steps. I know this is like an extra unnecessary step, but I really love the way cream looks underneath my eyes. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this. This is the Studio Finish Concealer, shade NW55. It also has SPF 35 as well. I'm gonna take just a little bit on the back of my sponge and I'm gonna put it right in the, right here. Something about a cream just makes it pop so well. Just for that extra added brightness. That, my friends, right there is the base. I really like the way that it looks. It doesn't look overly highlighted in certain places. So for setting powder, I'm gonna use the Derma Blend loose setting powder in the shade Cool Beige. This is a lot lighter than I'm used to, but I also feel like it's very hard to find a really neutral setting powder that won't make my under eyes look crazy. So I've been using this one and it's been really nice. When I saw this on the set, this was the step that scared me the most, I'm not gonna lie. This was definitely the step that scared me the most. Because I usually don't like to go this bright underneath my eye. I'm usually content with like a moderate under eye pop. In photo, it looked so good. But my biggest thing too was I don't want to just look good in photos. I want to look good in real life. So what are we doing? And she definitely toned it down with all the products she had surrounding it, which was really, really, really good. So I'll show you guys that too. For the forehead, I've always been a fan of the butt. I don't like to use the triangle end for my forehead. I feel like it just doesn't make sense. All right, okay. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just take a little bit of contour. 135S brush, it has a little bit of contour on it already, but it's super fluffy. It puts the perfect amount of contour on my forehead and sets my cream contour beautifully. Bounce it around where you want it. And for the cheeks, I focus most of this product higher and I don't take it any lower than here. And then for bronzer, I'm gonna use the Color Drain Cocoa Goddess bronzer that just came out, and I'm gonna use that everywhere else. So I'm gonna use that right here. Oh, that looks so good. So I'm just using the bronzer really to marry that under eye color with the contour. And then I'll take the Dior Forever and Ever Shine Control Powder to set everywhere else on my face. So like down here, here, around my mouth. Then to finish off my face, I'm gonna go ahead and spray it with some setting spray, and then let's do brows. This step right here, like I said, I usually don't ever let people do my brows. So when she did my brows, I'm not gonna lie, I was genuinely kind of shook. They were a little bit thicker, but after she like made them thinner for me, they looked so good. I mean, I was like, where have you been all my life? And you guys know I'm very particular about my brows. So she used the ABH Brow Freeze Styling Wax on me, which I never thought to use. I've had this product for so long and I never used it. And I was just like, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just brush my brows up with that. I almost even told her, I was like, oh, you don't have to do that. Like, I have like no brows, so you don't even have to do that. But she did it like this. These little like eyebrow brushes or whatever, I actually got them from Amazon. I thought they were so cute. So those are the brows. And at first I was like, girl, they're shiny. It's a no for me. Like, this is not how I do business, okay? They came out looking really good. So then she went in with concealer first. Honestly, y'all, I'm just doing everything that she did because I thought it looked so good. We left that at that right there. The concern kept growing. So to fill in my brows, she used a brow gel, like a brow pomade. Those don't really ever work for me, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm using a brow powder to fill in my entire brow. This is the ABH brow powder in Granite. So she started filling in my brow from the end first, or like halfway through the end. So like the middle, like right here. Started there first, and I was like, okay. She's coming together. And I never thought that I could have a brow that looks like this with just one product so far. By this time, I'm like usually on like product number 2, maybe 3. Okay, so that is how the brows ended up coming out. I was genuinely so confused because I didn't understand how it looked so good. We did the brow gel and then we put concealer on the bottom, which made the shape filling part so much easier than I thought it was gonna make it. I thought it was always easier to fill and then clean up, but she cleaned up first and then filled in, which looked so good. I still do the little reverse contour technique, but now instead of all over my brow, I just do the head of the brow. So like this, just like that. It looks so good. Okay, so for mascara, I'm gonna use the Maybelline Sky High Mascara. I've actually been liking this mascara. The way that the lady did my makeup, she went very light on my bottom lashes, which I normally don't like to do because I feel like it looks off. It actually looks really good right now. That's one coat on my top lashes. On my bottom lashes, I'm gonna go like this, up and down versus like this like I used to. So I'm gonna go up and down, and I'm just really, my goal is to clump them together. Yes, lash. Okay. For blush, I'm just gonna keep it really simple with some Rare Beauty blush in the shade Nearly Berry. All right, so I just lined my lips. I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little lipstick. This is from YSL. I feel like I've had this lip shade for like so long. Of course I have to do gloss. Of course. Of course. Just a little bit. So this is the face, you guys. Impressed by how well everything came together. Like I said, I usually don't go super bright underneath my eyes, but the way she married them together came out so good, and my under eyes look really nice and bright and glowy. Brows usually take me 100 years, and I've never tried to clean up my brows and then go in and fill them in as the steps, but it honestly really looks so good. And I use the powder because usually I use pencil, and usually the pencil is only like a one-dimensional. I think the powder kind of like is a little softer, right? It's a little softer, and also it gives me that illusion of like a fluffy brow without it really being fluffy. It's all powder, which is really good. And all I have to do is just do my little technique in the beginning of my brows. Everything came together so beautifully, so I definitely picked up some tips, and I wanted to share them with you guys. Whenever I get to sit down and have someone that has been in the game for a very long time and has done so many different faces, experience with different techniques, different faces, I consider it a privilege to sit down and learn from them. And I know it's very hard for a lot of us to get to sit down with people that have that level of expertise, so I wanted to come and share those tips with you guys and give you guys that access to that information that I thankfully got a chance to have. Face, base, flawless. Okay, thank you again to MAC for sponsoring today's video. Like I said, they are expanding and continuously bringing in new pieces of the Studio Fix family, and I am obsessed with this line. The shade NW60 is my shade. The shade that I've been wearing now, y'all, it's MAC. It's MAC. It's MAC. It's MAC complexion. We already know this. Duh. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Lots of love, and I will see you guys next time.